Oh, do I feel good today? Oh, we are back, as you can see, in the friendly confines, and I could not be more excited. What's good, everybody? This is the Early Edge, your daily, and I do mean daily sports betting brand of record. We are powered, as always, by the almighty SportsLine, the best value in all sports betting, and it is not close. Now, for some of you, you're brand new to this brand. Your friends are telling you all about it. Yes, we're here every single day, 2 times a day, but also we start our weeks on Tuesday. Why? Because the NFL is our bread and butter, and Monday Night Football matters to us. So today is the beginning of our week. It is August 8th, which means we are exactly about 4 weeks away from the start of the NFL season. Now, yesterday, kind of a ho-hum day here at the brand. By my calculations, I believe 500. So we lost some juice. Not the worst day, but certainly not up to our standards. Now, speaking of standards, the top 70 players in the world have made it to the FedEx Cup playoffs. And right here, right now, today, we're going to break down all of the options for the FedEx St. Jude Classic. I always say it wrong because right here on the early wedge is me. It's the counselor. It is also Patrick McDonald. I always say championship. It's an open. It's the championship. All I know is it's this. The FedEx Cup playoffs have arrived. Am I traveling? I only have one event left. That's the Tour Championship. And then we are on the highway for the NFL. But also, we can't forget about baseball, soccer, all of that. So with all the housekeeping out of the way, let's bring in the stars of the show. You know him. You love him. Mikey B is here. Zack Attack is here. And miserable Matt, the sniper, is here with a fresh cut. He's got a fresh cut. Let's go. All right, gentlemen. It's time to jump right in. We have no time to waste. It's time to play fade or follow. Here are the options we have today. The Houston Astros, minus 130 over the Orioles. Two good teams, two teams that certainly feel like they should belong in the playoffs. The Yankees, minus 165 against the White Sox. Last night, ugly game. Just ugly all the way around. The Dodgers, last night, I get on a plane. They're down 5-0. I turn on my Wi-Fi. I said, no, that can't be right. 8-5? No, that can't. And it was. So they are minus 170, though, against the Diamondbacks, who suddenly can't win a game. So, Mikey B, I'm going to come to you first this morning because I feel so good about fade or follow. Who are you fading or following this morning?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the juice, and I'm going to follow the Dodgers. The Diamondbacks, as you said, they're just been terrible. They're 2-9 over the last 11 games. Not really a pitching matchup that's going to help their chances here. They're starting Brandon Pfaadt, who has a 7.11 ERA and a 1.44 whip. I think the Dodgers score plenty of runs again on their way to winning. So let's pay the juice, Coach.
Let's pay the juice, because sometimes, Mikey B, the juice
is worth the squeeze.
You're damn right it is, and today could be one of those days. All right, Zack Attack live from Las Vegas, Sin City. Who are you fading or following this morning, sir?
And I'm actually going to be opposite Mikey B here. I'm going to fade the Dodgers. We saw yesterday a lot of teams that were on poor losing streaks that were at home underdogs won yesterday. The Boston Red Sox, the Cincinnati Reds, the New York Mets. The Dodgers did have to play yesterday with the Diamondbacks being off. And I know that the Diamondbacks are on a free fall, but they've played the Dodgers pretty good 2 of the past 3 series at home. They've beat them, including this year where they won 3 of 4. A lot of those as big home underdogs.
Think about it. You mentioned the Red Sox. Think about if you were on the Royals last night on the run line. Anybody see the finish of that game? It's 2-2, runners at first and second. He clearly swung the bat, and they said he didn't swing. It was ball 4. The Royals manager gets thrown out because of it, and the next player hits a grand slam to win 6-2. Oh, it was brutal all the way around. The under still came in, though. It didn't affect the under. So, Sniper, I'm coming to you, big boy. Who do you like today?
Yeah, I'm actually going to follow the Dodgers there as well. The Diamondbacks are pathetic right now. They're 7-22 since July 1st. That's the worst record in the majors. Yes, worse than teams like the A's, who are absolutely awful. So, yes, I am with the Dodgers here. And on the check swing thing, I wanted to point out that you just brought up, Coach. One of the dumbest things in the world to me, and I've been writing about it forever, I found a long column that I wrote in 2019, was there's actually not a rule on the check swing. There's nowhere in the rule book that you can find. The only thing you can find is how the appeals process works. It says if you want to appeal a half swing, then if it's a right-handed batter, you can point to the first base umpire. Or if it's a left-handed batter, you can point to the third base umpire. But it doesn't say what's a swing and what's not a swing. It's not defined in the rules.
You almost feel like, Sniper, they should have some technology now that should have like a line there and you can challenge it. And if it goes past the line, then it's a swing.
And I agree with that. But here's the thing. You can't do that until you actually define what it is.
Very, very true. Well, there's a couple people in the chat that had the Red Sox on the run line. So, David, you're
that's when you're going to like the bottom of the ninth tied. It's the only way you can hit the run line is a walk-off bomb. That's it. You need runners on it. You need to get a walk-off slam. Wow, that's a big win.
It's like winning the lottery. I hate that feeling when you have the home team and you're laying the run. It's why Mikey tells us all the time. What does M Squared always say? Get that extra at bat. Play the run line.
Inning at bat for the road team. Yep,
that's exactly right. Educate and entertain, ladies and gentlemen. Now, as many of you know, we are getting ready for the NFL next week. We have three different NFL future episodes. But that's not the only place that you're going to get the expertise of all of our crew members here at the Early Edge. As you know, every single day, especially starting this week, we are here.
Get breaking news.
Big news coming out of the NFL today.
Highlights and instant reactions.
The largest final round comeback in Ford championship history. We're down to the final four.
I just want to take time to analyze greatness.
Talk winners and losers with a guy who's already a big winner.
CBS Sports HQ. It's all sports all day long.
All right, and look at the schedule today. It's a busy day for the crew today. Amazing Grace at 1 p.m. Eastern time. Then at 6, getting you set for the night sports. Again, a full slate of baseball games today. M Squared and Zack Tech. Then at 8 o'clock. You want to talk a little live betting? Oh, yeah, we'll do that. M Squared and Zack Tech as well. And then somebody, Sniper, who did you tick off? Midnight Eastern tonight? Interesting.
Dude, I'm not too worried about that. I stay up till 1 every night anyway, so that's not a big deal. That's cool.
Okay. All right. Very, very good. By the way, David says, Coach, I love your golf shows. You guys are locked in. Yeah, I would say I was on fire last week. I am so locked in for this week and the Early Edge today at 3 p.m. Eastern time. Now, it's time to play our favorite game, Pick the Prop. And I do not see buckets in the chat, so I have given as many choices as we possibly can today. We've got to be able to find one out of these 5. These are the top 5 according to our SportsLine model. Matt Olson, plus 250. When he hits balls, they disappear. Kyle Schwarber, this one in honor of the guru. Rafael Devers, almost, they were going to do a 2-out squeeze bunt last night with Devers at third, or Devers, depending on where you're coming from. Adalis Garcia, plus 330. And then Jordan, where you been, plus 390. So Mikey B, who is going to go the yard today, sir?
All right, I'll take Matt Olson. He's got the best matchup here. He's facing Mitch Keller, who's given up 7 home runs over his last 4 starts. Now, Keller has given up 18 home runs this season. 13 of them have been hit by left-handed hitters. And Olson has 7 home runs over his last 10 games. So even though that's the least favorable odds of the group there, I'll still go with Matt Olson.
Okay. Matt Olson for Mikey B. Zack Tech, live from Las Vegas. Where are you going, big boy?
I'm going to go with Jordan Alvarez, plus 390. He hasn't skipped a beat since returning after missing a little bit over a month, 4 home runs his past 8 games. And then Grayson Rodriguez of the Baltimore Orioles inside the division has been pretty good. Outside of the division, very rough, where he's given up an average of 6.5 runs, a little bit of pressure on him as well, being the hometown kid, just raised a few hundred miles away from Houston.
How about that inside information? Do you want to do the work? I didn't think so. Zack Tech, thank you, as always. Now, Zach in the chat, Matthew, has a very good point. He said Sniper is too miserable for primetime TV. Maybe so. Maybe.
That ain't true.
No, he goes 24/7. So, Sniper, where are we going right here?
Mikey B and I right now are the Spider-Man meme pointing at each other because I've also got Olson down, and he took several of the things I was going to say. So, hey, we're just pointing. Mitch Keller, 7 home runs allowed in his last 4 games, 9.97 ERA in his last 4 games. Get knocked around a lot right now. So the Braves, if there's a pitcher getting knocked around, the Braves are going to take advantage. So, and plus everything Mikey B said, I'm on Olson.
There you go. Last night, the Braves scored 6 runs and still lost. They had a long rain delay, 7-6, but the over did cash in that game last night. Now, you guys know we love going towards big, what we call tentpole events. And starting this month, moving forward, every big tentpole event, whether it's NFL, whether it's MMA, whether it's soccer, we will have a special show for it moving forward. Now, today, our special show, as you know, is because the FedEx Cup playoffs, they start right here. The company that we love working at. We like to call it CBS.
This is the sought-after trophy when we tee it up, the first event of the season that you think about.
This is a way to end the year in a way that only one man can.
The world's best golfers battle for the tour's toughest trophy to win, the FedEx Cup. The playoffs begin this weekend on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
Also, if you didn't see it yesterday, the PGA Tour revealed their 2024 schedule, and there are a lot of changes in it. Pebble Beach is now a significant event. That'll be very interesting in February. So go check it out at PGAtour.com. And again, I'll be on the Tour Championship. But today, the early wedge, me, Patrick Sia. Also, Steve Scott will be a part of our last two. He'll be here next week and also for the Tour Championship. All right, gentlemen. Yesterday was 500. Yesterday was ho-hum. But I was not here yesterday. And the four of us were not together yesterday. But we're together today. So, Zach, I've got to come to you because when I see a player who's on a team that is surging, that is trending, I'm all ears. I'm all ears. Start us off.
Well, it's August, and I'm taking a page out of AB's, attacking those Braves props continually. I'm going to be attacking the Blue Jays props. I'm going with Vlad Guerrero Jr. over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs, a little bit of juice at -145. You mentioned it, Coach. Toronto started to make their move after being 0-6 against the Boston Red Sox. They swept them, added another win yesterday in Game 1 against the Guardians. So a 4-game winning streak. You look at Vlad Guerrero Jr., he had his lowest batting average in the month of July, just .239, begins the month of August, 4 for 24 at the plate. So we've seen this before from home run derby winners. A little bit of rust, at least to his standards. He's going to face Tanner Bybee, who has not seen the Blue Jays once before, so I think it's a good opportunity for him to get out of that rust that we've seen since the home run derby and go over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs -145.
And if you're a SportsLine member, then you know that yesterday, because I cashed with the Blue Jays last night as they beat the Guardians on the road. It wasn't pretty, but it doesn't have to be. Our SportsLine model had the Blue Jays as the play. Oh, what's that? You're not a SportsLine member yet? Well, guess what? I'll do you a solid right here, right now. I'm going to give you 60% off your first 3 months. Why 3? Because we're heading into NFL. We want you to stick around for a little while. Then after that, it's all of $10 a month. Hit that QR code on the screen. Use the promo code COACH and become what everybody is telling you, a member of the fastest growing positive community in all of sports betting. All right. I love that picture. All right, Zach Attack, thank you very much. Now, Mikey B, you look like you're a rabid dog ready to jump out of a corner. Are you, sir? You ready to go?
Oh, I'm always ready. I went 2-0 on the early edge yesterday. You're talking about the SportsLine subscription. I'm 12-1 on my site picks since last Monday.
What?
So let's go, Coach. Come on.
Let's go. My bad.
Go.
My bad. Floor is yours. Floor is yours.
All right. We got 2 player props for today. We're going to go to the Braves. We played this yesterday on the early edge and 5. We're going to play it again. Ozzie Albies over half a run scored at -130. He has scored at least 1 run in 20 of his last 23 games. That's insane. Now, this is games on the road. He has a 918 OPS on the road compared to 749 OPS at home. We talked about Mitch Keller struggling. He's allowed at least 6 runs in 3 of his last 4 starts. I think the Braves score a lot of runs in this game, and Albies crosses home plate at least 1 time. Then we're going to go Eduardo Rodriguez of the Tigers over 5.5 strikeouts at -110 on DraftKings. He has at least 6 strikeouts in 5 of his last 7 starts. This game is at home, which is important for him. He has a 27.4% strikeout rate at home compared to 23.9% on the road. And he is facing the Twins. They have struck out by far the most times in baseball, and they have the 6th worst OPS versus left-handed pitchers in baseball. So we'll wrap it up with Eduardo Rodriguez over 5.5 strikeouts.
Very, very smart there. Did you guys notice what Mikey B did? Because the Twins as a team have been hot, but as a team, they strike out a lot. So what did he do? He played the strikeout prop, but not the game prop. See what it did there? Rebecca in the chat said Major League Barner. What was your record once again? Your last, 12? You say 12-1?
12-1 since last Monday, Coach.
And so if they were a SportsLine member, they would have gotten your picks at least an hour ago, correct?
Oh, yeah. Listen, we got picks going up real early, Coach. Real early.
Real early. It all matters. You think an over 9.5 that changes to 10 doesn't matter to you? It matters. Come join us. Let's go. Now, he might be sitting there all placid, and that's a big word for me. Buckets, don't ask what it is. But you guys know that there is nobody that I respect the fire inside than the sniper. So, Matthew, if you don't mind, bring it, big boy. Bring it.
All right, let's roll. I'm going to start with Julio Urias to get the win in Arizona there. I already talked about how I thought the Dodgers were going to win that game. I mentioned the Diamondbacks have been 7-22 since July 1st. It's been a bad year for Urias, at least by his standards. He actually has been really good at home. He's been brutal on the road, a 7.88 road ERA. And you might say, oh, but Sniper, then how are you taking him on the road? It's because it's time for a turnaround. He started to pitch better of late. Last year, he had a 1.94 road ERA and 17 starts. He threw really well in Arizona. That tells me this is not a long-term trend. This is just he had a few bad starts on the road this season, and things are going to turn around. I think they've already started to turn around. I think he's in for a big night. So I'm going with Urias to get the win. Oh, and by the way, his career against the Diamondbacks as a starter, 7-0 and 9 starts. In 13 career appearances, a 1.55 ERA against the Diamondbacks. So I like Urias tonight to grab that victory at plus money there. Kind of flip the odds there from where it was the minus 170 just to pick the Dodgers. Also, Max Scherzer, I took the over strikeout prop in his first start for the Rangers, and I said a big part of that was his competitive fire. And, oh, man, in the first inning, he got in major trouble. He was getting knocked around. You know, a lot of the White Sox ground balls were finding holes, and I thought, oh, man, he's never going to get there. He caught fire, and he got there anyway. He got all the way up to 9 strikeouts. I like him to go over 7.5 again, and it's plus money again. He's facing the A's. They're awful. Never doubt the greats. Never doubt the greats. Scherzer, now that he joined a new team, he's got renewed fire. Those competitive juices are going to be flowing. He's going to be stomping around the mound as Mad Max. And again, the A's are terrible. A lot of the players are unfamiliar with him because they have a lot of newbies. He has 70 strikeouts in his last 9 starts. That's only in 57 innings. Ride Max.
Sniper just hit something that I preach all the time here at the Early Edge, because a lot of people in this business will say, oh, if you bet somebody 3 or 4 in a row, you got to stay off of them because, yeah, of course. We don't believe in that. I'd rather take 6 out of 7, 7 out of 8. We'll go back to the well if it keeps hitting. That's what we do. Educate, entertain, put the hashtag in front of it. Now, it warms my heart. It warms my heart when Allie's in the chat. And she comes in a little bit late, very, very politely, though. She asks, hey, have they ran who's going to be on CBS Sports HQ yet today? That means she cares. That means she watches. And I don't know, Snake, if we could pull it up real quick just for Allie. Just for Allie, since she was a little bit late. There you go, Allie. Amazing Grace today at 1 o'clock. Then at 6, M Squared, Zack Attack, same at 8 o'clock. Live betting, it's all the rage. And then, of course, the Sniper. Late night, midnight Eastern. Allie, that is just for you. Thank you for asking so nicely. Now, grab your paper. Grab your pencil. Here is the recap, courtesy of the Snake, who's in a great mood today because he loves golf as much as I do. Sniper, Julio Urias, 3-quarter win over the Diamondbacks. Love that number, plus 130. Then Max Scherzer. He's got a chip on his shoulder. He wants to show the world and lead his team to a World Series title this year. And that means 10+ tonight. Then Zack Attack, 1 big play today for the Blue Jays. Vlad, over 1.5 hits, runs, RBIs. That's minus 145. Then Mikey B. You heard his record. You can get every single pick from him if you're a SportsLine member. Ozzie Ellis, over a half a run, minus 130. They're going to score a lot tonight. And then Eduardo Rodriguez, over 5.5 strikeouts, minus 110. Do not forget, today, 3 p.m. Eastern time, it is the early wedge. We'll get you set for the first playoff event, the FedEx St. Jude. And then at 4 o'clock Eastern time, of course, our other afternoon show, the Early Edge and 5 with Amazing Grace and that entire crew. Man, I tell you what, it feels good to be back. We're going to have NFL picks in no time, and we want you fired up. So I've got to be fired up, and damn it, I am. So there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire crew, Lobo, Zack Attack, Mikey B, the Sniper, and of course the Snake, always working on the 1s and the 2s. I am simply the coach. Try to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's what we're truly all about. Have a great day right here at the Early Edge. Good luck.